Hello everyone, my name is Manish Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 for UGC NET in Commerce. Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 replaced Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. But why? Because of economic reforms. As we know, economic reforms began in India in July 1991, and economic reforms are liberalization, globalization and privatization. Because of these economic reforms, Indian economy liberalized and promote foreign investment and trade. That's why Foreign Exchange Management Act 1991 replaced Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973. Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 regulate foreign exchange transaction, facilitate international trade and payment, manage foreign exchange market and promote economic growth. Foreign Exchange Management Act came into force on 1st June 2000. Now we will see key features of this act. Classification of transaction. According to this act, foreign exchange transaction categorized into two parts: current account transaction and capital account transaction. Current account transaction are day-to-day financial activities, for example trade in goods and services, and capital account transaction involves movement of capital, for example investment in foreign securities. Next feature is only authorized person like a bank can deal in foreign exchange transaction. And RBI, Reserve Bank of India, is the main regulatory body who is responsible for enforcing all provision of this act. And the main aim of this act is prevent financial crime, for example unauthorized transaction. In this act, total 49 sections consist. Section 1 describe name, scope and when this act came into force. Section 2 describe meaning of some terms. So for example, what is foreign exchange, what is foreign security, what is capital account transaction, etc. Section 3 describe RBI, Reserve Bank of India, is main authorized body who deal with the foreign exchange transaction. But why RBI is the main regulatory body under this act? As we know, RBI control money supply in India, and RBI is responsible for managing India's foreign exchange. That's why RBI is main regulatory body under this act. Section 4 of this act prohibit Indian resident for acquiring any immovable property outside of India. However, this act doesn't completely prohibit Indian resident for buying any property from outside of India, but purchase of property is regulated by this act and RBI. Section 5 covered all current account transaction, and Section 6 covered all capital account transaction. It also give power to RBI to regulate, restrict and prohibit some transactions. Section 7. Section 7 describe exporters required to report detail of their export to RBI, because RBI regulate foreign exchange matter, and detail of export include exporter detail, shipment detail, payment terms, export documents, etc. And Section 8 talks about realization and repatriation. Realization and repatriation is a process of convert a foreign currency into Indian rupees and bringing back to India. And Section 8 talks about realization and repatriation. Section 9 talks about exemption from realization and repatriation in some cases. Section 10 allow RBI to authorize people. Authorize people means give permission to people so that they can deal with the foreign exchange or securities. Section 11 give RBI power to issue direction for authorized people, and RBI can impose penalties on authorized people if they will not follow direction of RBI. Section 13 covers penalties for violating this act and related rules. And this is all about some sections of this act. I think you got some idea about this act. Bye, take care.